Okay, so I've previously done a video on this VanEck crypto and blockchain ETF, and it was one of the first videos or more recent videos on my channel. So the quality wasn't there really, but I thought I'd go over it because things have changed and there's some notable differences to go over essentially. So because this ETF rebalances as you would expect, like a normal ETF, not all of them do by the way, but this one does, it's worth checking out the holdings and you'll realize that Metaplanet is at the top because that's had crazy growth recently. And for UK/European investors, it's been hard to actually buy Metaplanet, so you can't just purchase it retrain 212, for example, because it's on the Japanese stock exchange. So it is what it is, but you can actually get some exposure through it through this ETF. So as you'll see, that it is 8.68% of the actual NAV of the ETF. So if you want to actually get some exposure to Metaplanet and you're in the UK or UE, then this is definitely a way of doing that. But you also get MicroStrategy, Coinbase, and then obviously you get a bunch of miners as well. But the thing with me is because obviously miners have been quite looked down on, and people obviously view them as like lesser investments compared to like Bitcoin treasury companies, which in performance wise they have been over the past like year or two. So if you bought miners, you would have been definitely worse off compared to if you just bought MicroStrategy. And if you've been on the channel before and had a look, I've been holding MicroStrategy for a while now, and I think I'm up over like 200% in total. But obviously on my actual account, it doesn't look like that because I've sold and then I've rebought back in. So just depends how you do it really. But I think that to look down on miners nowadays is not really like the best idea because these Bitcoin treasury companies are becoming even more prevalent, and there's going to come a point where one of them turns around and says that we have to sell our Bitcoin because we're too leveraged or we're fucked up, or Bitcoin has like a massive correction or a downturn for a good half a year or something of that nature, and they can't just service any debt payments or anything like Bitcoin. Then that's going to send like a ripple through the actual industry. And then I think miners also are going to have like improved performance because of obviously the energy industry and AI and how they all play together as well. I mean, I'm not an expert, but it's definitely, I reckon miners are going to perform quite well soon, especially with Bitcoin's going up in value as well. So I actually don't think this is a bad ETF at all. And I think if you don't really have much time to like invest or research investments, this is definitely like a catch. Like you're spreading your net wide in the crypto industry, and you'll definitely get some gains, especially when you've got like Metaplanet in there as well. And yeah, so just a general overview, I think MicroStrategy is going to be included into the S&P 500 in a couple months' time, I believe. So the signs are there. Coinbase has been added to the S&P, so I don't see why MicroStrategy can't be added because Coinbase sells shitcoins. So the government obviously are pro-crypto. There's just no real way I see MicroStrategy not being included. It's a no-brainer investment for me. And you can get MicroStrategy if you purchase this ETF, but obviously I'll just have it on its own because there's no fee or anything. So you'll notice that the expense ratio is 65 basis points. You can get this in your stocks and shares ISA or your retirement account. So yeah, that's it. I thought I'd do a quick overview of the holdings. It hasn't really performed that well so far. I mean, if we have a look, calendar year, it's up 43%, which is actually decent, but compared to if you just held like MicroStrategy or Coinbase or Metaplanet on its own, something like that. But that's only if you're like you're always researching it and you know you're in the updates. So yeah, just a quick video. Thought I'd go over that, and you have a good one.